Here's something to give you to think about. I've been doing spinal injuries for a long time. I have training programs. I'm a doctor that spends a lot of time with doctors in spinal ligament injuries or spinal injuries. And one of the things that constantly comes up is the attorneys. And I'm asked about the attorneys. What about the attorneys? And here's what I always say, whether you're an attorney or you're a doctor, and I say the same thing, the personal injury attorney today who handles injuries is the only facet of law that does not study the condition that they represent normally. They've not taken any formalized education. They don't continuously study on the condition that they represent. So here's what I mean by that. If I'm injured by a contract, let's say you and I contract and we have a contract dispute and you've broken a contract, I'm gonna hire a contract lawyer, and that contract lawyer spends their weekends, their years studying contract and contract law. If you and I are in a real estate deal and you broke the deal, I get a real estate attorney who studies real estate, studies the market, studies everything there is to know about the ins and outs of real estate. If I've sucked in asbestos, I'm going to hire an asbestos attorney for a product liability case, and they will have studied everything there is to know about asbestos, right? How do you find it? What are the tests for it? Where does it accumulate in the body? What are the symptoms for it? Now, let's take the personal injury attorney today. They've rarely, if ever, have studied the condition that they represent. Now, we have a program called the Smart Injury Lawyers Program that helps them to teach about specifically spinal injuries. But I've always been amazed that the attorney does not study the condition that they actually represent. And of course, if they did study the condition that they represent, and what we're finding is they do far better as lawyers. And it's very easy to study. We have a program for that, again, called the Smart Injury Lawyers. If you're a lawyer out there listening to this and you have interest, just go to smartinjurylawyers.com or call us at 800-940-6513 and find out more about what we have to offer.